Well, hello, my beautiful Gemini. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for the end of September, right through the end of October 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, I've just brought back the competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So with that in mind, let's get straight to your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Gemini, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who's coming in towards you. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? What do they need to know right now regarding their love life? Can you please show them the way? Who is coming towards them? Can you please highlight what they can expect for their future? Now, I don't know if you noticed with the guide chimes, they were very quiet, okay? That's very unusual, so perhaps it's symbolic that you feel like your love life has gone really quiet, that perhaps there's no one out there sparking your attention on the dating scene, as it were, or perhaps you've gone off grid, under the radar. Perhaps you've not been engaging in opportunities to find love because maybe you've done that before, but there's no one out there sparking your attention. But let's get to the cards and see what's going on there. It's just something I could feel in the energy where there's just this quietness, this reflection, this delicateness, you know, so it can be that you're tapping into knowing more about yourself. Your first card there is the clouds. So that is your protagonist energy. So some of you are feeling a little bit lost when it comes to the dating scene. Now, of course, that may not resonate with all of you, but it's something that's showing up there with that clouds energy. So you may feel that, you know, the dating scene is a very transient kind of space, shall we say. It can be that it's ever changing, people are inconsistent, perhaps you're looking for something that's a little bit more serious when it comes to a relationship, but you've not found what you're looking for. And we do have the stork there, so that's movement and improvement, but you've been waiting for a long time when it comes to love, and we have the book there. So a lot of you could be changing, you know, some aspects of your life or closing out chapters in your life, learning more about yourself. But I feel like you're so ready for a new chapter. You know, that's what your outcome energy is highlighting to me. But the clouds, you know, this is a protagonist energy. So some of you are feeling, you know, like independent. And what I mean by that is you're very independent, but part of you may be wondering, you know, do you want to engage in love at this time? Do you want to seek love out? Because this is your protagonist energy, and the clouds can literally be that you're feeling a little bit lost in all of this. There's hesitation. That's literally what this card means, to hesitate or be unclear, and perhaps, you know, feel a little bit of doubt that perhaps love has not shown up for you in the way that you expected or hoped, and you're busy being independent and self-assured and being confident within yourself or learning more about yourself at this time. But this is how you feel about your love life or your situation. And it can be that, you know, you are someone who's been tested or even like just unsure as to whether love is coming on in for you, and it's not something that you've been dwelling on. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not meaning there that you don't want love. It basically means that you have not made it a priority because perhaps you've had a very changeable circumstance, or life has been a challenge recently, and maybe you've been going through a lot of changes over the last couple of years, and you need to remain kind of open or flexible in these changes, and you're trying to navigate that at this time. So, you know, clouds, it is number 6, which is all about balance. It's all about harmony, but also it is the Lover's card, and it is that sense of duality. So it can be that when you feel balanced within yourself, because the clouds can indicate that things have been up in the air for you and you've just been managing life and trying to gain some sort of stability there. But the clouds are an energy of like transience. Okay, so it can be that you met people recently who were, you know, very inconsistent or didn't know what they wanted. So you're not really wanting to invest in, you know, looking on the dating scene. That's what I'm getting here. It feels almost like you've made yourself scarce, you know, that you feel your dating life right now is non-existent. So that's who I'm picking up on. This may not resonate with everyone, but that's something that's coming out there very clearly. But also it can be that there's just no one out there right now who's sparking your attention, and you're just not giving it time because you feel you don't want to waste your time. You've got other things that you need to be doing at this moment. Now, a lot of you feel called to, you know, go on a course of learning, or perhaps, learn more about yourself at this time. I feel with that stork energy, because it is in the resistance position at first, it can be that, you know, yes, you've been waiting for a long time for love, but there is this energy, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, I feel there's this energy where you got comfortable with the wait. Okay, we get into a cycle of routine, you know, we kind of like get into a structure, and sometimes it's hard to break out of a repetitive cycle. So, you know, this card in this position can indicate that you've been kind of like, you know, okay with the wait. I mean, again, this may not resonate with everyone. It just feels like you do want love, because, of course, the stork will go into the upright, and there is a sudden change in your circumstances. You know, when you have the stork, it means after a long period of waiting, suddenly there is a renewal of interest in searching for love, or even, you know, meeting a new person. Suddenly they come into your life and there's action. Things are moving in the right direction. So a lot of you are like, I can't see that happening right now. And although you would like love, I feel like you are someone who is okay by yourself. As I said, independent and, gaining confidence within yourself, learning more about yourself, because the book is knowledge, especially knowledge about self. But also this can be a card where, you know, you are kind of like really learning about what it is you want in a relationship and what you certainly do not want in a relationship, especially if you've had an experience that perhaps, and this is not going to resonate with all of you, but it's coming through there, you may have connected to someone in your past who kind of like either ghosted you or made you wait. Okay, so that's something that's coming through for some of you, not all of you, but I have to honor the energy that's coming on in. And this may have made you feel very confused about dating and, you know, opening yourself up to a person. And you may have felt that someone wasted your time. That's something that's coming out here, but you're firmly closing that chapter. You're not going to repeat that cycle if that's something that you connected to. Again, not all of you connected to that, but I feel like you learned some lessons, because the book indicates that, you know, you have learned something, or, you know, you learn more about yourself and how, you know, you conduct yourself in a relationship and what you will accept, the boundaries that you are erecting, and, you know, what you want going forward there. Now, looking at this energy, I got to be honest with you, right now I'm seeing that you're doing a lot of prioritizing your own time and your energy. No time for time wasters is what I'm seeing there. But also I do see this energy here, which means a sudden person coming on in to your life, but also it can be a sudden renewal of interest in putting yourself in a position to meet someone new. A lot of you will meet a new person connected to a place where you learn something. But let's get to the Celtic cross just to see the details of the situation, because right now I am tapping into someone who is prioritizing their own needs and is not kind of clear on what it is that you want right now. I mean, I do see that you want love, otherwise you wouldn't be in this reading, okay? But at the same time, I feel clouds as a protagonist energy. It can be that you're trying to be clear on what you want in a relationship, the sort of person you want, but also, you know, maybe it's this sense of duality about you where you're like, okay, you fluctuate between wanting to seek out love or put yourself in a position to find love. Sometimes it may be those 3 a.m. thoughts where you're like, you know what, it'd be really nice if I just had someone, you know, to hold and, you know, have those deep conversations, pillow talk, all like that. And then other moments where you're like, no, I'm super independent. I don't need anybody. I'm doing my own thing and I haven't got time. So I'm just getting that coming out here. Your first card there is the King of Wands. That's your starting position. Starting position as a King of Wands. This is showing up really strong. This means you're a very passionate person, you're an influencer, and it is a period of you tapping into your desires, your passions. So some of you, it can be like, do you want to meet a person where there is a long-term commitment, or do you want to just have fun in the moment and, you know, not flirt and lead anyone down the garden path, but there is an energy with that clouds of like, I'm not really sure. And if you're sure and you really want love and you're not unclear about anything at all, then perhaps this reading isn't specifically for you. Don't ever try to make a reading fit if it doesn't fit. But it can be that, you know, maybe you want love, but you're kind of like open to what person comes towards you. You know, some people have a type and you may be the sort of person who's like, okay, you know what, I fall in love with a person's soul. I fall in love with the very core of them. So perhaps you don't have a type per se. So maybe that's what that clouds means there, because we've got the Five of Swords crossing. And the Five of Swords crossing is, you know, to have a little bit of tension, perhaps a bit of stress going on there. But also this figure, as you can see, is trying to work something out. Five of Swords can be that you've met people in the past who've, as I mentioned earlier, maybe were self-sabotaging and perhaps presented a challenge in a relationship and you were left thinking, what happened there? You've had to give yourself closure on something. And if that's you, I'm sending you a huge hug out there, because that's one of the hardest things that you've had to do. But that King of Wands means that you are re-empowering yourself. You're taking back your power there. And I feel that actually you are magnetic. You get a lot of attention. And if you don't realize that, you're going to notice that, because the King of Wands is someone who is very attractive, both inside and out. Someone who is, how can I put that? Has a lot of magnetism. Someone who's very passionate. I feel there's an energy here of you. How can I put that? I'm getting an energy of confidence, but at the same time, I'm feeling ambition with this. So a lot of you, it's like, I got stuff to do. Okay, so it can be that you're wondering, have you got space for love to come on in? Because even in your earthly plane position, we got the Judgment card. You may be weighing up your options, you're judging a situation, you're focused on your sense of purpose and calling at this moment. So, you know, if you're connected to something that you need to do first, it can be that you're like, yeah, I want love, but I'm not sure if I want it right now. Not until I do this thing, or not until I've completed this task, or, you know, been successful in this area. So that's something that I'm picking up on here. I mean, look, we've also got the Devil card there. So it can be that you're wondering if you want, you know, a passionate connection with a person, or whether you want like long-term love. Okay, I mean, the Devil card is in the past position, so I would say a lot of you are kind of fed up with, you know, meeting encounters where people are just physically attracted to you and wanting a quick fix, a flirtation. For some of you, because there is some sort of deliberation going on in this reading. Some of you, it can be that there's someone that you are tempted to return to because it's very passionate, but it lacks substance, or they're very tempting, they're very alluring, but the Eight of Cups, you're walking away from something or someone. You know, I feel a lot of you are going in another direction in life in general. And, you know, the Eight of Cups can literally mean that you're restarting your search when it comes to the dating scene after a period of feeling like it's oversaturated. You know, there's only people out there who are looking for the physical side, or here today, gone tomorrow, someone who is very lusty. But the Six of Swords, I mean, it highlights here that you are being guided out of a challenging time, and that you're going to be guided towards love, but I feel like you're going through something right now. And whatever that is, I feel like you're dealing with that first before you connect to love, okay? We've got the Queen of Pentacles. So your advice to yourself in this moment is actually, you know, where do I invest my time, my energy? For some of you, it can be on your practical projects, because the Queen of Pentacles is very practical. Also, you know, the Queen of Pentacles conserves her energy for the one. So it can be that, you know, you do want to meet the one eventually. But again, I keep getting this energy of like, you've got stuff to do. Okay. So that's coming through very strongly in this reading. So if that's you, I feel when the moment is right, when you feel clear about love, I do feel it's coming on in. You have an Eight of Wands there. And if you know, ever look up the Eight of Wands connected to love, it means being ready to fall in love. But it's interesting that you got that card, because the Eight of Wands with love is like, do you want lust? You know, do you want a temporary encounter or flirtation, or do you want something with more substance? So perhaps some of you are in that conundrum right now. Perhaps you have options and you're thinking, okay, this person's, you know, really exciting to be with, but I don't see a future there. Or is it that there's someone else that is presenting as wanting a future, but they're a little bit too serious, and you're like, I'm not really sure which avenue to take. So let's get your outcome cards here. We got the Seven of Pentacles and we got the Fool card. So there's definitely a new start here. There's definitely a new adventure, a new encounter going on. But I feel like a lot of you, whoever I'm picking up on, is going through some major changes, some new beginnings going on in your life, whether that's a new neighborhood, whether you're relocating. I mean, if you're relocating, the clouds are like, you know what, things are up in the air right now. I'm moving. There's a lot going on. And it can be that when you feel settled, then you'll get to a position where you're like, okay, new start, who's out there? Let's have a look. So it can be in many different forms. Okay, so please apply it to your situation. But the King of Wands indicates that you're very attractive. You are someone who is very passionate. And of course, I feel a lot of you are trying to align yourself with something that you desire in your life and build more confidence. But also, sometimes the King of Wands can be a little bit closed off. Okay, so that's just a random thing that's coming out here. I feel you need someone who's strong enough to walk by your side, but also I'm getting this energy of like questioning a type, or it's almost like for some of you, you may not have a type, but then others, you may be like, okay, I have a type, but that's not working right now. So maybe I need to just go in a different direction. Maybe I should be a little bit more open and be like, okay, I don't really know what I want. I just want someone who's kind, loving, passionate. Surprise me, universe. So, you know, these are at odds, these two cards. So again, it can be the duality, because this card is like, I'm not sure. Hesitation. This card is like, I know what I want. But I can be a little bit closed off to that, because that's not really what I want. I kind of want this. So perhaps you're like making some big decisions in your life, going in different directions there. But this is your protagonist card. It's a foundation card there for you. So I feel like you're doing things that you're passionate about. I feel like you're trying to show up in your life, bring your A game, you know, really influence your circumstances. This is a card of action. So I feel a lot of you, after a period of hesitancy or feeling like a little bit like you're drifting or lost on the dating scene, I feel like you will spring into action, and maybe it's suddenly you're like having a desire, your libido is suddenly like, oh, we need to get out there and find someone. Or it can be that suddenly you feel you have a lot of energy, drive to just get out there and put yourself in a position to be seen. But the crossing card is the Five of Swords. Now, for some of you, I mean, this can be doubt. Swords are all about the mind. This can be like self-sabotaging energy. So I'm just going to clarify it for some of you because it's not going to resonate with all of you. So it's almost like, you know, when you book something, put it in the diary and you're really excited about it and you're like, oh, let's go to this place. It's going to be amazing. And you book it and it's for next month. Okay. And then suddenly next month comes along and you're like, oh, I've got that thing. I wish I'd never booked it now. I don't really want to go. Maybe I shouldn't go. Should I go? I'm not sure. You know, I'm getting that kind of energy. It's just this in and out kind of decision. Okay. So I feel some of you, this is connected to an energy of in the past that you may have dealt with a person who is very self-sabotaging in a relationship, and it has made you feel very protective of your heart or your energy. And for the rest of you who have not experienced that, I feel this can be that you have been in a very challenging relationship in the past. I mean, Five of Swords is someone who tries to win at all costs, okay? But what I'm getting from this energy, literally from this energy right now, is like you've tried everything and it didn't work. You tried to put yourself out there, go out and have fun, party, go to events, tried online dating. You may have tried everything and it just feels like you're fed up because everything you tried, it didn't work. Okay. And you're feeling a little bit lost or hesitant, like, okay, it didn't work. How's it going to work this time round? So that's the very core. As soon as I've touched this card, I'm really getting more of a sense of what's going on here with this. And I feel you have a lot on your mind right now, a lot of pressure. Okay. Five of Swords can be stress. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there if that's you. But this is a card of difficulty. But actually, I feel, you know, because this is in a crossing position, you read the upright, which is a very challenging card, but you also read the reverse, which basically means that you're trying to create peace in your life, but also it indicates that, you know, you will find yourself in the right situation and the right place to meet the right person. But looking at the energy, I feel like you're going through a personal journey of discovery right now. You know it yourself deep down, and I feel like you're surrendering to that. You're called forward to focus on your purpose. The Judgment energy is your earthly plane position right now. And often, you know, when you go through an awakening or you're called forward to have a specific purpose, it can often be a very lonely experience. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. I mean, the Judgment card for a lot of you can be that you are releasing something. You're reaching for something more in your life, but it means closing chapters. You know, a new beginning requires a new version of you. So you could literally be decluttering your life right now, body, mind, and soul, in order to really release something from your past. But also, this is a card of like renewal. It's like awakening. It's like a wake-up call. Like suddenly you may feel that you've been drifting or that you've been like focusing on all your projects and doing stuff, and suddenly you're looking at the time. And I'm not talking about the time on your watch. I'm talking about like, you know, suddenly you're realizing that time has flown by, and it suddenly awakens you to be a little bit more interested in getting out there or doing things that you're passionate about, which actually will put you in the position to meet someone new. Okay. But that Judgment energy, I got to pull a card on it. Okay. Because there is this lingering energy. That's what's coming through. A lingering energy right now where it's like the ghost of a past lover. Now, this is, again, not going to resonate with all of you, but this is a reconciliation card, and this is a tempting card. So it can be that you're tempted to reconcile with someone, or someone from your past and ex may reach out to you. I feel with that Eight of Cups, you're finally like moving on from this, but it was hard, okay? And the experience may haunt you. It doesn't mean that you want to return to this person, although sometimes you're tempted to in order to get closure or try and get answers. But ultimately, I feel more than anything, the experience weighs heavy on your mind. Like, why did they do that? What happened there? Why didn't they just communicate? Because you're a really great communicator. So I feel a lot of you are like, I just want answers on that situation. Let me pull a card because I just need to see. The Judgment card is like, can I have another chance with this experience, or can I have another chance with love in general? And the answer, of course, is yes. Okay. But I really feel with that Six of Swords, you're moving away from something, or you're actually relocating for some of you, because the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords is to move from one position to another or go searching for something that you feel like you haven't found yet. You're going to be guided towards the right person, but some of you are actually wondering, where do you feel like home? Okay, now we have a Three of Swords here and the Emperor. So this can be someone that broke your heart, for example, or you've struggled, you've found it really hard to, put yourself in a position to find someone. You've tried everything, but you have a lot of responsibilities as well. And you've had to focus on that sense of duty to show up for you or your family in some way. And it's hard, okay? Three of Swords can literally mean it's hard to find love. It's hard to, give space to love, especially since life is so challenging. We have to show up, pay bills, do all of the stuff, right? And you're doing it all by yourself. So again, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. The Emperor energy indicates that you are someone who is duty bound. So for some of you, it can be that you're unclear if this is the time, because you may be caring for a parent, or you may be caring for someone. You may have responsibilities right now. You may actually be a parent and you're guiding the next generation. Or perhaps you have ambitions in your career, and that Three of Swords is like, can you encompass it all? Well, of course, you will find a moment, a breakthrough moment, where you meet a new person. There's definitely a new person coming on in here, but I feel right now, the next 6 weeks, because this reading is a process, I feel you are prioritizing your own needs and your sense of purpose at this time. There is the potential for someone who has broken your heart or has let you down in love to try and re-enter your life, because this is a reunion card, okay? And we had a figure there. Whenever we get an Emperor or a Court card, that means someone from your life, especially connected to the Three of Swords, and a reunion card, someone who may have hurt you or has let you down, or someone where there was a misunderstanding is trying to re-enter your life to ask for another chance. Now, this person, I'll pull one card on this person to see what's going on there. If you want to heal something with a past person, not all of you do, but if you do, I'm just going to check in with that. I feel this person is emotionally unavailable, okay? I feel it's important to recognize we all have a path, and sometimes we avoid things within ourselves, and this person is certainly avoiding something within themselves. Queen of Wands, they find you very attractive, okay? Now we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands there, and for some of you, I'm going to pull another card, because this can be someone that you thought would be a great counterpart, someone who, there's a lot of frizz-on, a lot of physical attraction with this person. You may have felt like this person was the one. Okay, but something's going on here where it's not connecting. We have the Ten of Swords came to an end, and the Tower. I mean, this could have been a shock, or it could have been a bit of a surprise here. Okay, I feel this person's energy still lingers in your frequency, even if it was like years ago. Okay, Ten of Swords is a very challenging card. It can be a very painful or abrupt ending. Okay, and the Tower definitely like shook your foundation. So whilst for some of you, you're going to hear from this person, others it can be that this person is on your mind and you're just like getting closure in different areas of your life. So I'm going to move on from that energy. Looking at this, I feel that this person finds you very attractive, okay, and they're stuck in a cycle of repeat. They are emotionally unavailable. I feel like they're physically very attracted to you, and definitely they have emotions there, but they're locked off, okay? Ten of Swords indicates you will have another ending with this person. That's what I was clarifying. And, you will repeat a cycle with this person. So I want you to be aware of that. With a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from that energy and focus on those who are not connected to someone from the past, but also if you're deciding to move on, because a lot of you are moving on. Eight of Cups is like, I'm done here. I can't do this. It's not fulfilling. Okay, I've been there so many times, done that so many times, I'm going. That's the energy that I'm getting from this situation. So I'm going to move on from that and move towards this new person who's coming on in, because the Fool card is a fresh new start completely. Having an adventure with someone new. That's what's happening in this particular reading. So the Devil card is in the past, temptation is in the past, or, you know, a very toxic relationship is in the past. And, you know, this can also be that you're breaking a cycle. This can be that you're coming out of your own comfort zone. The Devil card is a card that is not evil. It just means you've been feeling stuck and you're leaving that stuckness in the past, okay? And some of you, you may have dealt with a person who had addictions, or perhaps you yourself have been resolving some addictions within yourselves. Or it can be that, you know, you have addictive personalities. So you tend to really like live in the moment, and sometimes without consequence, if that makes sense. It's like this passionate kind of like frizz on with a person, and it's almost like devil may care, live in the moment, and then suddenly someone catches feelings and it's like, oh, and then the other person like, actually, no, I'm not catching those feelings. And it can be that you got stuck in something like that in the past, or you've experienced something like that in the past, and you're trying to resolve that within yourself, okay? So again, I feel like you are putting that firmly in the past, but also the Devil card can be a calling to you to live your passions, to be wild and free, to reignite that spark. So I feel you're making a declaration to yourself to embrace your wild side. But also, again, it's this question mark that I have over your whole reading, which is like, do you want a flirtation? Do you want like a long-term relationship? I mean, when we get to this position, it kind of clarifies that you do want a relationship with substance, you know, and you are kind of like putting that kind of like quick fix to the past, okay? You are someone who is very flirtatious when you're just being yourself. It's not something that you are forcing. It's something that you are naturally. You're wonderfully fun to be with. I mean, Geminis are always very fun. You're very playful. You're exciting. You love a good debate. You're honest. You're authentic. You're like the whole package. You're the real deal when it comes to love. So remember that you are a gift, and that anyone who comes into your life is a welcome addition to your life, okay? Now, what is on your potential position right now for the next 6 weeks? I would say 8 of Cups is a journey of discovery. You know, you are letting go of a lot of things in your life. You're seeking deeper meaning, greater authenticity. You're seeing beyond the superficial because the Devil card is in the past position. You know, you have no time for time wasters. And I feel like you're dedicating your time to yourself at this moment, but also this quest that perhaps you're on about where you feel like you belong. This could also be that, you know, yes, some of you may be relocating, but I feel this is you kind of going in a different direction, or, you know, restarting, because what you've experienced so far is not fulfilling. You're fed up of the dating scene, fed up of your experiences that you've had in love to date. Some of them may have been really wonderful and rewarding, but it wasn't what you were looking for. I feel this is the search. You know, you still haven't found what you're looking for. And the Six of Swords basically is in your next 6 weeks position. Six of Swords is a journey, okay? It means you're coming out of challenging times. You know, you're going from a Five of Swords to a Six of Swords. So you conquer an obstacle, or you free yourself up from something, or you overcome something that was challenging personally. Doesn't always have to be connected to love, but I feel like you're coming out the other side. You're protected and redirected. And if you were in a challenging or toxic relationship in the past, you are certainly protected and redirected away from energy like that. Okay, and you are going to be guided to a person who makes you feel wild and free, someone who is playful, someone who has an open heart, someone who wants to know who you are, who wants to dig a little bit deeper, who wants to take the journey of life and love with you. Okay. Six of Swords is often an energy that you're being guided by your guides or someone in spirit. And, you know, this is an energy, for some of you, it can be recovery as well. So again, I'm sending you a huge hug out there on your journey towards recovery from a situation. But I also feel this is you evolving and working out what it is that you want in a relationship and being really clear, okay? Protecting your peace of mind and, you know, moving into uncharted territory. So if you've been out of the dating scene for a while, I feel a lot of you are just, you know, getting back in there. I mean, you have a lot of movement cards. Eight of Wands is sudden movement, but I feel some of you, whoever I'm picking up on in this reading, it feels like life has been very changeable, or maybe you're moving physically, or there were some changes going on that you're navigating. And then when you feel settled in that, that's when you will actually, prioritize love a little bit more, or, put your focus in something that you're investing in. Now, we do have the Queen of Pentacles here. This is your advice to yourself in this moment, okay? Now, this indicates that you are a bit of a homebody. You're going to be more focused on your home life, domesticity, maybe you may do online dating because you have a lot of swords here as well. This could be something that you are curious about. However you find this person, because normally I'm very clear about where you find this person. I'm being given energy about you learn something where you meet this person. Now, even if you go down the gym, you learn how to utilize the machines, or you learn something about sport in some way. If you're going to get a qualification, you're learning something. If you're going to a quiz, you're learning something. So that could be very vast, okay? But I really get knowledge as a place where you will meet a person, even if you are going off meditating to protect your inner peace, or going on a retreat, for example. I feel there's something that is in the future that perhaps you're going to, that you'll travel to. And this is a place where you will meet this person, okay? So it could be outside your neighborhood or just a little bit further afield. Some of you are literally going traveling. And there is this sense of wanting to be free and enjoy yourself, and you're just not expecting to find love, okay? You're being very practical about your life, investing in yourself, valuing yourself. And I feel, although you're a bit of a homebody, because I feel a lot of you, if you're going on a vacation, when you come home, again, I feel it's like you feeling comfortable at home, okay? And I feel like you are going to come out of a comfort zone, though, to do something that puts you in a path to meet this new person, because circumstances outside of yourself is the Page of Pentacles. Pages are new people. Pages represent curiosity and also study. Okay, so I want you to be aware, I'm very much getting a clear energy of you doing something, even if it's like you being an apprentice in something, or getting a new job, for example, or booking something. Page of Pentacles indicates meeting someone who is worthy of your affection, someone who's careful with your heart, someone who invests in a relationship from the very beginning. This person is very young at heart, just like you, and they're actually a little bit younger than you in age as well. But don't let that put you off. Are you going to meet this person in the next 6 weeks? The answer, I would say, is no. I got to be honest with you there. The Eight of Cups is your journey of self-discovery. Your Six of Swords there is the journey, or a journey. So you could meet this person on a journey, but I feel this journey is more about you kind of managing stress levels, or coming out of a turbulent time and feeling a little bit more grounded. And then the universe is going to put you in a position to meet this person, okay? And this person's going to be very curious about you when they first meet you. And I'm being shown two goblets. They look like goblets of fire. This is really random. I'm not sure where you would find that. It's almost like, I want to say they kind of exist. There's two of them here. And I mean, symbolically, that's two kind of vessels. They're golden. Let me just describe them in case this is something you're actually going to see in real life. I mean, it's almost like they could float on water. I'm not really sure what they're existing in, because I'm just seeing these two golden kind of goblet type things, and there's huge flame coming out of each one, okay? And they literally look like gold bowls with fire burning in them. So maybe this is something you're going to see, or this is symbolic of you meeting a person that reignites your fire, as it were, or your libido or your passion. They have a spark. That's what I'm seeing. May not resonate with all of you or any of you. Just bank it as a memory, because, in the future, you're going to see something like this, or perhaps you're going to go on a date and talk about something like this, but it can be symbolic. I'm going to leave that image there because I'm not sure where else to go with that, but I have to honor it, because if I don't, then, all the energy will be stagnant in the scrying bowl there, okay? But are you going to meet someone new? The answer is yes. Is it in the next 6 weeks? I would say no, okay? Now, we have the Eight of Wands, and this is a hope and a fear position. Eight of Wands is an energy of fearing going too fast in a relationship, not building a foundation. So you want something that is sustainable. I mean, eventually you come around to that, because at the moment with that clouds energy, as I said, you're making some decisions, or, there's some question going on right now regarding some changes in your life. And when you make that decision, of course, you'll be clearer on what it is that you want. But, the hope really is to have some improvements and movement in your love life. And of course, you read the reverse in this position, which means your fear would be to feel stuck in the same position. You're a forward-moving sign. You like to, be out there making an impact in your life. Eight of Wands, you need someone who's adventurous. But as I mentioned earlier, the Eight of Wands, when you connect it to love, it basically means that you're ready to fall in love, but also you're ready to fall in lust. And it's about deciding which one it is that you want in this moment. Like, what direction are you going in? Okay. Now, the Eight of Wands is literally your commitment to change right now in your life. And this doesn't have to be connected to love. I feel like you're committed to some changes in your life, and it's almost like, and again, don't shoot the messenger. It's almost like there is this energy of like questioning love. How will I know I'm in love? Is it infatuation? How will I know that I'm safe to love or surrender to this? I feel this comes down to an experience that maybe you had in your past. I want you to be aware you're leaving that in the past, okay? And that you're moving forward only now. And of course, this can be a card where you're traveling abroad or you're traveling, okay? And I feel that you're going to meet a person who communicates really well with you, someone who has a lot of passion, someone who is looking in the same direction as you when it comes to a relationship. I mean, I'm not seeing any other fear with this other than you being fearful or frustrated, actually, that you invest in something with someone and they suddenly pull out, because I'm getting this energy of ghosting or someone suddenly changing their mind. This may be something you've experienced and that you've been a little bit fed up with in your past, but you're not going to experience that in your future, okay? Now we do have a Seven of Pentacles, and this is an outcome energy. Seven of Pentacles means you're at a fork in the road, and it can mean that you're opening up to a new strategy when it comes to dating. So you may be trying something. Well, I feel actually you've tried everything. So you could be trying something that you've done before, but in a different way, if that makes sense. I'm not really sure how it makes sense, but it could be that you're trying something you did before, but you're trying it in a new neighborhood, for example. So maybe that's what my guides mean. Seven of Pentacles is an energy of feeling dissatisfied with the way love has gone right now, and you are evaluating your life and what you want to invest in, and you're creating space for love to come on in. But at the same time, I feel like you're planning something, or you're in the planning stages in your life, or you're focused on accomplishing things in this moment, but there's going to be a new person who comes into your life, and things will develop in very unexpected ways, okay? And this person is playful, they're fun, they're exciting to be with. I feel this card is more than anything, you kind of like not being afraid to admit what is no longer right for you in your life. I just feel a declutter energy from your whole reading right now. And we have the Fool card, which is a fresh new start or is an adventure. So some of these changes that you are connecting to in your life, they may feel like adventure. Whether it is moving to a new neighborhood, some of you could be moving abroad, or, starting afresh somewhere else in some way. And the Fool card is excitement, but also it is no attachments. Can you see where I'm getting like the conundrum here? Maybe this is something that you are going through right now. I'm going to pull a quick card on the Fool card, because this is like taking a risk or a gamble on life, getting out there again just to see how things go. So perhaps that's what it is. It's more like this figure has an umbrella, which means you're protected. So it's like, okay, I'm going to get out there and see how it goes, but I'm not really like confident that I'm going to meet anyone, because perhaps in the past you just haven't met a person. So you can't see a vision of you meeting someone because it's not happened for you like that in your past. So perhaps that's what that Fool card with no attachments is all about. It's like you're footloose and fancy free. You're kind of like maybe going to take a chance on love again, you know, but you're going to look before you leap this time. And, you know, you're going to foster a relationship with your inner child and just go out there and have fun. And if something develops, then great, you're excited about it. But if not, great, you're independent, you're wild and free, and you're doing your own thing. And that's what keeps swirling around in your whole reading. Okay, so I'm just pulling a card. We got the Empress energy, and we got the Hermit. Okay, so we had the Emperor show up there. So this can be, again, someone that you were connected to, that you are withdrawing from. Okay, someone that you thought was a really great couple dynamic until it changed, until everything just shook the foundation of the relationship. The Hermit is a period of, you know, personal development. It is a period of, you know, quietly going off, doing your own thing, time for reflection, going inwards for truth, and learning more about yourself. You know, the Hermit is like, I'm exhausted. I'm fed up with the way the dating scene is. And the Empress is investment in self, nourishing yourself in a different way, having a glow up, getting a lot of attraction and attention there. Can you show me beyond the 6 weeks for my beautiful Gemini? We have the Four of Swords, a pause. We got the Sun. Then you're allowing yourself to be seen. And then finally, because I'm just going to do one more, because right now I feel whoever I'm tapping into, and again, it's not going to resonate with all of you, but I feel like, you know, you're just doing you right now. Then we have the Five of Wands. Okay, the Five of Wands is an energy of meeting someone who is a little bit different. I want to say a little bit different than your usual type, but then there's this energy of like, well, you know what? I really don't have a type anymore. Or it's like you're opening yourself up to like, okay, let's see what happens. Also, the Five of Wands can be an energy of like people battling for your attention. And I mean, with that Five of Wands energy, I feel this is you challenging yourself, confronting something head on. So getting yourself out there. So I would say, looking at the energy, Five of Wands right now, the Sun is basically a card of success, of being seen, of having a relationship that blossoms. That's literally what the Sun means when you get a long-term relationship. Reading that I'm doing a singles into a long-term relationship. Reading, I tap into certain vibrations and energy, and the Sun indicates that, you know, you are going to meet a person where the relationship blossoms. They really see you. You know, you will have your happy ever after. But right now, I feel a lot of you are giving your energy to personal development and growth, because the Four of Swords is there as well. So it doesn't mean love is not showing up for you ever, okay? I just feel like you're going to get yourself to a position where you feel it's time to confront and get yourself out there. And then I feel like you're going to have competition for your affection. You're going to have people, you know, battling to have you see them, as it were. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Five of Wands has 5 people on there, you know, competing, challenging. But it can also be that you're putting yourself in a position to challenge yourself. And a lot of you, I mean, there is this Page of Pentacles. I feel like you meet this person at a place where you learn something or where you challenge yourself. So definitely someone coming on in, but not in the next 6 weeks. And again, don't shoot the messenger. I would say maybe even like 8 weeks. Okay, because I feel it's just a little bit longer. I feel like you're prioritizing your own needs. Okay, so yeah, I have to give you what I can feel and what's coming out in the cards. I hate to give you that message. I wish I could tie it up in a little bow and say, you know what, next Tuesday, you're going to meet your soulmate. And it's love at first sight. But I got to honor the energy, and I'm not just going to tell you something that I feel like you want to hear. Okay, so we have Faith as a final card there. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? We have 888, abundance. A lot of you are focused on your finances, commitment to stability in your life. And finally, we have interconnectedness. So yeah, there's definitely a connection coming on in here for you. Interesting that there's all these little golden goblet cups that I was mentioning. They're like golden bowls. I saw 2 golden bowls in the water. Now, these all have water there. The ones I saw had fire in them, but they literally were these golden bowls. Okay, but they were gold. Those ones like gold outside and black in the middle there. But I'll read this card first. It says, we are woven together by divine threads of consciousness, love, and energy, manifesting our interconnectedness. Be mindful of your thoughts, emotions, and your actions, as they have the power to ripple out into the world and impact all that is connected to us. Embrace the oneness that pervades all of creation. Thoughts become things, and if you're feeling a little bit hesitant or a little bit of doubt or low self-confidence at times, I mean, we all have those moments, or if you just don't know what you want right now, this is a moment to become a little bit more clear and concise about what it is that you desire in a relationship. And that's when you call it in, okay? We also have 888, abundance. And it says here, you're being graced with the gift of abundance in all its forms. Doors of opportunity are opening for you. Blessings are flowing. It's time to embrace your full potential and achieve the unimaginable. As you do, success, love, and health and happiness will effortlessly unfold in your life. The time is now to bask in the glow of abundance. A lot of you, you're focusing on your financial abundance, but also, you know, on your own personal happiness. That's the most important abundance of all. And then, of course, we have 444. These may be numbers that you'll see over the next coming weeks and months that highlight a path towards meeting a person. Suddenly I'm seeing an image on a mirror, and it looks like it's written in lipstick, and it says, call me. Random. Okay, I got to give you what I can see. That's what I can see. So whether you're going to an art exhibit and it's something like that, or whether like someone's going to write that on a mirror, or perhaps it's something you see randomly in a movie and it signals, yeah, my guides are giving me, it signals a vibration that you're connecting to a moment to meet your soulmate. Very strange that my guides have said it that way. I'm giving you what my guide is literally saying to me. Okay, so yeah, look out for that image because it highlights that you're about to meet a person who is your soulmate. Okay, so we have faith. And it says, let this renewal free you from any doubts. I mean, this is literally the doubt card. I mean, look up the meaning of the clouds card in the Lenormand deck because it means doubt, hesitancy. And this card, it's really random as well because normally I would read from this way, but my guides gave it to me this way. They've saved this card for last for a reason. And I'll read it again. It says, let this renewal free you from any doubts. This is the card of renewal. And this is the card of doubt. And it says, free you from any doubts about your success. The angels are guiding you to believe in yourself and all the hard work that you've done. So you're being guided there with that Six of Swords. The signs are all around you. So look closer. Find peace and certainty in your heart. The best is yet to come. So this is peace of mind. So have peace of mind, peace of heart. You're being guided to a person that you're meant to meet. Everything has divine timing. Okay, so yes, there's a little bit more of a wait. I hate to say that, but I don't choose the cards. You know, I don't make the rules. So I'm just going to go and get you a trinket or a room before we close. Okay, so we have a skeleton. So this can be that, you know, you've been going through a lot of endings, but also it can be that you're literally clearing out your closet of skeletons, past experiences, ghosts of the past, exes, you know, all the challenging things that you've been going through. Some of you, this could represent, you know, picking over the bare bones of a previous relationship with someone who tries to re-enter your life. So just watch out for that. But this is connected to the death card. Endings bring new beginnings. You may even be like trying to close out a cycle or break a bad habit or break like a cycle where you've connected to the same sort of person or the same sort of experience. Learn the lesson, fully let it go, and, you know, be open to transitioning to greater things. You know, you're opening the door to more right now, and it requires you letting go of something or acknowledging that something is over and it's time to have this new beginning or set yourself free and take a leap of faith and get yourself out there when you feel the moment is right, though. Okay, so I'm sending you a lot of love there, my beautiful Gemini. That was a very complex reading, may not resonate with everyone, but I have to honor what came out there. And also, If you'd like to be with a chance to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is put an emoji of a candle in the comments box below. And if you don't have access to a candle, then just write the word candle and my guides will give me a name of a subscriber and I will announce the winner at the end of September. Okay, so thank you so much, my beautiful Gemini, and love and light.